The first time I saw Bishop David Oyedepo, God's servant, was in 1992. I used to stay around. There's a space you get to in life that you look for time. It's not a prophecy of doom, it's a reality of life. Maximize time. Your time for study, your time for prayer, your time for the word, your time for mental development, your time for building images. The first time I saw Bishop David Oyedepo, God's servant, was in 1992. I used to stay around God's Home Palace, the house of the late Papa Idaosha. So one day, Bishop, I saw him, they came, and we were hanging around, just looking at them, peeping as they were coming in. So we sneaked around there, and I saw he was dusting his shoes. 92. Took the shoes. Said, "Sir, can I clean the shoes for you, sir?" I cleaned his shoes. We always hung around when he ministers. Powerful man of God. But somehow, I went into the way of the prophetic. So there was a huge diversion. But there was a young man from that clan, that loins, who came around and began to talk about what God was doing with Bishop David Oyedepo in the year 2001. I said, "I know that man." He said, "You've seen him?" I said, "I know him." And I told him the story. He told me what God was doing in Rajioba. He mentioned a few things. Now, he has built a place called Kenaland. I said, "Wow." He said, "There are people living there." I said, "Can I visit them?" He took me. As we got there, he was overwhelmed by the auditorium. That's not why I went there. I wanted to see a city. That was the image. As I went, I saw the, I said, "Wonderful. Can we go around?" I was looking at buildings everywhere. I was building my mind, because he said, casting down imagination. When you cast down, you must build up. The problem is that many people cast down negative imagination, but they don't build positive ones. So I began to build in my mind. Church is beyond auditorium. You have to plant a city. I began to have that image of a city. Am I speaking to somebody here? I had that image of a city. The church was the massive expanse of land. I will hear somebody close by wants to sell land. I will tell them, "Buy it." This is a why. I say, "Buy it." This one, buy it. That, buy it. That, buy it. That, buy it. So it became so bad that all the land peddlers in town started calling me. "There's a land to sell." I say, "We will buy." "There is this to sell." "We will buy." They say, "Oh, do you have a land?" I say, "Go and see Apostle, he will buy it." They say, "Why?" I said, "The man buys land." Oh, what was I doing? I had a mental picture. If you come to Restoration City today, you will move around and get tired. Why? Because somebody had a mental picture. It is a home there. Am I speaking here? Even if you want to cash money, there is a small bank there. Am I talking to somebody right now? Because somebody had an image